Yeah, there was some setting that I was changing. How about you, Vivek? Can you hear? Um, can you just turn on the camera and
Yeah, some technical issue. I'll just turn on the video within a few minutes.
yeah. What's the name of the other person? I can't talk right now. I'm at workplace. All right. Vivek, waiting for you.
So by the meantime, I think Ms. Avishai, you can introduce yourself. We would like to
So
get to know more about you.
yeah, I am Arpita. I'm not Avisha. The screen that
Oh,
is open is Avisha's. So we both are twin sister, Avisha and Arpita. So I'm Arpita. I'm taking your first class. Other sessions will be taken by Avisha also. So I have been into the stock market. I along with my sister. So we have been into the stock market for last 5 to 7 years, and we started as a long term investor because we were working at that time, and I first time asked my dad how to start investing. So he said like you need more money to start investing. So I found a better way to start investing in stock market, because that ways you can start small also, because I just started with my job after my masters. I did my masters in economics from Pune, Gokhale Institute of Politics and Economics. I did economics honors from University of Delhi. I'm also from Delhi, Swarnima. Where are you based out of in Delhi?
I'm in
Your voice is
I
breaking.
think, yeah, she's lost.
Yeah. So after that, I worked with Barclays
Hello.
Bank.
Uh,
Sorry. Yeah.
I'm from Pitampura.
All right. That's great. So
What about
after,
you?
I'm from Janakpuri.
Okay. Okay.
So after that, I was working with Barclays for some time, but I didn't wanted to do a job for a long time. So I did my diamonds course from Gemological Institute of America. After that, I started with my jewelry brand. I, along with my sister, so both of us have been together in this journey. And stock market we knew always, so we started with this also, like that. So we have our jewelry brand. It's by the name Luxera, and this we do both the things together. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Amazing. So where's your jewelry store based in? Is it in Janakpuri or?
No. It's online. We are there on Walmart, and we are basically exporting diamonds in the US and the Canada.
Okay.
So it's like that. Because if you are opening a jewelry store, then you have to keep update of the stock every time, and you have to sit there. We are of a people that we cannot sit like it's like a la la land. No, you have to sit there and you have to observe things.
Yeah.
So we were like, no, we don't want to open a jewelry store. I first gained a little bit of experience, like, should I really open a jewelry store? Is it worthwhile opening a jewelry store or not? Then I found a better way, like we can start here.
That's great.
Vivek, I think there's some issue. We should start. There's another person. What was the name? I just forgot. I can just. The name is Zoom user. 1 second. Oh, Achut Reddy. Yeah. Can you just please switch on the camera and speak up? Okay, you are in office. All right. Vivek, are you able to switch camera? All right, let's start the class then. We'll just start. So first we'll start about the candlestick pattern, like how the candlesticks work. Then we'll build, like we will be first covering the technical analysis. Then we will be covering the fundamental analysis. So in technical analysis, we will teach you around 5 to 6 strategies, like when to take an entry and when to exit using our strategies. These are some premium strategies that can give you, some strategies can give you 20-25% return, while others can give you 35 to 40% return as well. So we will teach you first the technical analysis, then we will build on the fundamental analysis. We'll be combining both the things together, and then we'll make our entries and exits. So let's just start with our class, and we'll start from very basic, from like strategies. We'll be working from tomorrow. I'll help you in marking the favorites on TradingView today itself, or let's see how it goes. Or I'll first ask you to download TradingView. We'll be using TradingView Screener.com. So we'll be using Screener.com for our fundamental analysis, where we'll see the fundamentals and everything. And for technical analysis, we'll be using TradingView. So we'll see all the charts there. So we'll give you very basic idea today about what are candlesticks and how do they work. So let's just start with the candlestick. I'll just share my screen. Are you guys able to see my screen? All right. So I'm just sharing my screen. So as I said, there are two types of analysis that are there. First is the fundamental analysis, and second is the technical analysis. Just a second. So there are two types of analysis that goes around. First is the technical analysis. Shit, just a second. There's some issue. So yeah, there are two types of analysis that goes around. First is the technical. I don't know. There's some issue. Just a second. Yeah, now it's working. So one is technical analysis, wherein we'll read all the candlesticks and everything. Second that goes around is the fundamental analysis, which I think most of us are aware here. But in that also, I'll break many of your myths in fundamental analysis. Okay. So as I said, the tools that we will be using for technical and fundamental analysis would be different. For technical analysis, we'll be using TradingView, in which we'll see what all are the strategies. And in fundamental analysis, the tool that we'll be using would be Screener.com. Okay.
Got it.
And apart from that, now from today onward, the one that we will be starting would be the technical analysis. So in technical analysis, we use different candlesticks and candlestick pattern. So I'll just introduce. Do you guys have any idea what is candle, what is candlesticks, what are the patterns? Have you ever observed? So any idea that you guys have about the candlesticks?
I just know what the candlesticks are.
Tell me, what is candlesticks?
So basically it shows the price.
Okay,
Yeah, the low and the high.
correct. Correct. So that is there. So have you ever observed on TradingView how does a candle look like?
Yes.
So yeah. So I'll just, for simplicity for everyone, I'll just show you how the candles look like. So this is a Nifty IT, this thing. So this is how a candlestick looks. So if you look at here, there are different candles with green color, with red color. So if it's a green color, that means it's a bullish candle. And if it's a red color, that means it's a bearish candle. So if it's like this,
Big.
yes, and there are wicks attached to it. So these will be the wick like this. And likewise, there can be a green candle. So if it's a green candle, then it means it's a bullish candle. And if it's a red candle, that means it's a bearish candle. So this thing you can write down. Although I'll be sharing these this thing notes with you guys. So this is a bearish candle.
Please
And-
share the notes
Yeah, sure. I'll share that.
so that we can concentrate on your teachings.
Yep, sure. So, and this is the bullish candle. So bullish candle looks like this, which is a green candle. And if it's a bearish candle, then it will be a red candle. Okay. So now there are different, as she said, there are different prices that are there. There can be an opening price, there can be a closing price. So there are different prices that are there. So the most commonly used charting pattern in technical analysis is the candlestick pattern. There can be different things that are used. Like if you go on TradingView, there are line patterns also that are formed. But for simplicity, and the most simplest form of charting tool is candlestick pattern. So that only we'll be using. So that's the most important thing. So in fact, not just me, everybody who's using technical analysis, that's the most common interactive form of charting tool that is used worldwide amongst the traders. So the shape of a candle look like this, the one that I've shown you. The red candle looks like this and green candle looks like this. So the shape is like a candle, which gives an information about OHLC. Now, what is OHLC? Anybody who has idea what is OHLC? Anybody who can tell me what is OHLC?
Open, high, low, close.
Correct. So it is open, high, low, close. So that is something very basic. So everybody should know. So it is like this. So if you talk about the candle, we'll be forming different candles where there can be different opening and closing. So this is a candle, like a candle opened at 300. It went high till 350 and it went low till 290 and it closed at 320. So this is OHLC, like in a day. So these candles can be a different time frame. It can be a minute chart, hourly chart, daily chart, weekly or monthly. You can
But
just
this depends on the color of the candle also, right? But what you're telling us is the like green color
bullish,
candle, right?
yes. This is a bullish candle because it opened at a low price and closed at a higher price. So it will be a green candle. So this will be bullish, wherein this will be a green candle because the higher was more than the lower and closing was at a higher price. So that is how it is. So now you can write down about the time frame. So there can be different time frame but for the time frames that we will be using would be daily candlestick chart. We won't be working on something as 15-minute chart or 1 hour chart. We won't be using such things. So for time frames you can write. So there are different time frames that are there which we can adjust also. For example, here if you look at TradingView, one is 4 hour, other is 1 hour, 15 minutes, 1 day. So this goes on and repeat. There can be a weekly thing that goes around. So there can be different time frames. So the one that we will be working would be the daily candlestick chart. So this thing you can write. So there can be weekly time frame, there can be daily, it can be monthly, it can be yearly. So there can be different candles that can be formed. So if it's a weekly candlestick chart, it will be an average for entire week. Likewise, if it's a daily, so one particular candle would depict a daily one particular candle. Likewise, if we are seeing a time frame for monthly, then it will be a 1 month, particularly 1 month candle will be formed. That will be a cumulative prices, wherein the cumulative of the closing prices are taken into consideration. I hope that's clear. Is it clear?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
All right. Now this was a bullish candle. Now let's just talk about the bearish candle. So here the low, this in bullish candle, as we saw, the our high was much higher. High can be higher in this also, but not in the bearish candle. Here our closing will be greater than the opening. That is our bullish candle. If it's a bearish candle, our closing will be less than the opening. That will be our bearish candle. Then only it will be like this is a red candle. Our high will be here, our open will be here, our close will be here, and the low will be here. So this is the real body. This is the real body of the candle, and these are the wicks. These will be the wicks of the candle. The upper is the upper shadow, the lower is the lower shadow. So these are different shadows. So the body that you can see, it can be red or green. Both the bodies can be there. So this is how the candle look. Do you have any doubts till now?
No.
All right. So there can be, as I said, bearish candle or a bullish candle. And you know what is the shadow, upper shadow and the lower shadow. So there can be a long body as well as there can be a short, small body.
What does that mean? Long body and short body?
I'll just let you know. So longer body has a more intensity. Like if they're buyers, they'll be pushing price upward, and if they're sellers, they'll be pushing price downward. So if it's a longer candle, that means the intensity of that particular candle is big. That means there are a lot of buyers and sellers in that particular thing. For example, if we look at trading view today, we look at any of this thing. If you can name any of the stocks that you actually want to see.
Apollo Tires.
So yeah, Apollo Tires, if you look at, so if you look at the chart here, you will be able to see. If we just ignore this, we can just add one of the things, that is volume. So in the lower fold, you will be able to see that there's volume that is attached. So accordingly, we'll be able to see whether the intensity is big or not. So if you could just look on the horizontal line on the downward, this thing, x-axis, if you look at, on the x-axis, you will be able to see, on the x-axis, you will be able to see that there are this thing, green and red volumes that are there. So green and red volume, that means if volume is higher, you will be able to see a bigger candle that is being formed on the chart, if you are able to see. So basically, if it's a big green candle, buyers are pushing price upwards. So buyer are more intense here. And if it's a big red candle, here means sellers are pushing the price downwards. So that's why the intensity of the size of the candle is so big. So it can have a long body or it can have a short body. So it can have like this long body, or it can have very short body. So if it has a short body, it shows indecision in the market. If it has a long body, that means buyers or sellers are pushing the price upward or downward. So that's about the candlestick. Now let's talk about the single candlestick pattern. So there can be different types of single candlestick pattern. What do you exactly mean by single candlestick pattern? Can anybody tell me?
Can you repeat?
What do you mean by single candlestick pattern?
Is it related to bullish and bearish?
No. So single candlesticks is basic that a single candle is involved in that. So there are different types of single candlesticks pattern. It can be a doji, it can be a spinning top, it can be a bullish marabuzo, it can be hammer, hanging man, inverted hammer, shooting star. So there are different patterns that are there. So like a spinning top, it'll look like this. This pattern does not give any indication regarding the direction. So spinning top bodies are very, very small, and the wicks are also really small. So they shows indecision in the market. So this pattern does not give any indication regarding the direction, but it has a lot of price action associated with it.
Is it called the hammer candle also?
Hammer we'll be covering, they are basically trend reversal pattern. So the body of the candle is small only, but if it's a hammer, then hanger or a hanging man, then there will be a trend reversal in the market. So spinning top is the body of the candle is small compared to the upper and the lower wick, and in the main body the open and the low of the candle are close to each other. The color of the candle does not indicate any trend. So that is there. I hope this is clear. The spinning top. Is it clear?
Yeah.
Yeah. So spinning top is like you do not get so much of indication whether the price will go up or down. You cannot depict about the direction of that particular market. So that is there. The next goes is the Marabuzu. Do you have an idea what is Marabuzu? What
No
is
idea.
No idea.
Okay, so Marabuzo does not have wicks. So it is a candle which
Oh.
does not have wicks. So it will look like this. So Marabuzu basically it's among the single candlestick pattern only, and it does not, and this basically if you are able to see these candles are really big. Like these candles are really big. It can be a green Marabuzu or red Marabuzu. This basically tells us if it's a bigger Marabuzu, generally it is a bigger only. The size of the candle is really big. It indicates if there's a bigger Marabuzu that is being formed, that means buyers are basically taking price upward. And if it's a bigger Marabuzu, generally these patterns have a strong candle that forms around. So that is there. And if it's a red or bearish Marabuzu, that suggests that sellers are taking the price downward. Okay, so that is,
It is called a Marabuzo.
I'll just write it. So it is Marabuzu. Marabuzu. Buzo. Marabuzo. So it can be a bearish or bullish. This is a justice. So this is a bullish Marabuzu and this is a bearish Marabuzu. Okay.
So this means like if the green candle is formed, then the
Buyers
bearish,
are taking
yeah,
price upward.
right.
And these are
right.
generally strong candles that are formed. Okay, and there are no wicks attached to it. We will not see any wicks if it's a Marabuzu. Okay, so if it's a bearish Marabuzu, the open and high both will be, for example, if you look at this thing, let's just talk about the bullish. Bullish will have here closing and high both will be equal, and opening and low both will be equal. Likewise, if we talk about this thing, bearish Marabuzu, high will be equal to the open and low will be equal to the close. So because since they do not have any wicks that are there, so that is why the open and high, close or low would be equal. So this thing you can write down. In case of Marabuzu, if it's a bearish Marabuzu, high would be equal to open, low will be equal to close. Just a second. Yeah. And in case of bullish Marabuzu, close will be equal to high, open will be equal to low. So this thing you can note it down. Okay, so if you want to observe any of the patterns of such thing, if you just want to see it, you just have to see whether that particular candle has a wick or not. You just need to look for those patterns. So if you look here, most of them have wicks. So this particular candle, which is this has a smaller wick. So we will not consider that. Although it can be considered, it is close to Marabuzu, but not exactly Marabuzu. Likewise, we can just search for such candles wherein they don't have wicks, or they can have a smaller wicks. Okay. So we can search for candles like this. So it basically gives a clear indication that buyers are taking price upward or downward. If it's a bigger
So
candle, so from that also we'll be able to get it. I hope
yeah,
that's clear.
it is yeah, it is so it is similar to the long candle, right?
Yes, you can say that, but these are different single candlestick pattern that are formed. So I was just telling you about there can be different patterns that can be formed. It can be a spinning top wherein the candle of the body is really small. So we are not able to judge about the direction, whether the market will go upward or downward. And Marabuzu is something which gives us the direction whether the market will be going upward or downward.
Okay.
I just have a question. In terms of the market, what do you mean by high is equal to open and low is
So,
equal
for example, market in the market, there's one of the stocks that just opened at 120, and in between in the market hours from 9:15 to 3:30, that particular stock made a high of supposedly 120 only, which is equal to the open. High can be more than open also. It can be less than open also. So if that particular high was 130, then in that case open and high won't be the same. So supposedly, if you look at this particular candle here, if you look at this particular candle here, you will be able to see that there was a low at this particular level, and price also went up to this particular level, which is the high, and there was a closing and opening which was at different levels. So
Yeah.
from that you will be able to see. So if you see any of the this thing, if you which app do you use for trading or investing purpose?
There's SMC that I use.
Okay, so there you will, if whenever you see any of the charts, any of the stock also, you will be able to see days open high and all-time high and all-time low, and
Yeah.
what the price that is being traded. So from there you will be able to judge if days open was you can just see it open and close. You will be not able to see. You will be able to see what is the highest that price was traded and what is the lowest of particular day. So
Mhm.
from that you will be able to judge what is the high and what is the low, and opening and closing you will be able to see. Otherwise you can just extract the entire data from BSE or NSE website. That is also very feasible. But whenever we use our strategy, there can be a points difference that doesn't really matter, because we are not trading, we are not basically scalpers where we are just focusing on 15 minutes or minute charts. We generally don't see. Whatever we see is the daily chart. So
Okay.
if at all there's an entry that is being made, like if I'm using any of the strategies like SMA or Knoxville divergence, So in that, generally, whenever we see any strategy that is being applied, we take trades next morning, that is at 9:15. Generally, that's the case. If you are getting any pattern, if you want to take, or you can take, if you're getting at a price that is lower, generally we take it, the entry that is taken is on the next day, that is at 9:15.
Okay.
Yeah. So that I'll let you know the strategies that we use, wherein we also get good returns.
Okay.
That I'll tell you. So I hope this is clear. The next pattern that goes around is the dozy. Do you have an idea what is dozy? Anyone? Anyone who has
No idea. No idea.
Okay. So dozy is something like this.
एक मोटा होगा.
क्या कह रहे हो? You're saying something?
Nothing. Thanks. Sorry.
Okay. So it is like this. So इसमें आपको ऐसा कुछ दिखेगा जो this is basically similar to spinning top pattern only, but this does not have a real body. So if you can see, this does not have a real body. Real body is not present. So that is something that is there in the dozy, and the opening and the closing is the same only. So if you look at here, so here you will be able to see opening and closing is very close to each other. So it looks aligned. So, but it provides a crucial information about the market sentiment. But the size of the wick at the open close makes a difference also in the pattern. But if you look at this, it does not have that much of a bigger body. If you look at Marabuzu, you will be able to identify that they have a bigger body, and this has very small body. I hope that's clear.
What does this indicate then?
So there are reversal that goes around, but dozy we use, but हमारी strategies में जो हम आगे पढ़ेंगे इतना ज़्यादा फर्क नहीं पड़ता कि हम इन चीज़ों को देखेंगे. But you should be familiar with the different candlestick pattern. जो हम पढ़ेंगे उसमें strategies में जो भी अगर माराबूजू भी बन रहा है या डोजू भी बन रहा है, since we are not scalpers, तो हम इतना मिनट का difference नहीं देखेंगे. जो strategy हम use करेंगे उसमें हम entry exit I'll tell you कि कहाँ पे कितना gain हो रहा है. Accordingly, we'll just see to it.
And scalpers means?
Scalpers means जो मिनट की trading करते हैं, but they play on a higher volume. उनका मतलब जैसे कुछ points में भी difference होता है. Like if you see big bankers, they just do trading on the regular basis on minutes charts. कि उसके अंदर points में भी difference होता है, but उनका volume इतना बड़ा होता है that they are able to make bigger money. But that is at the institutional level. As a retail investors, it is a losing game कि हम intraday करें, या if we are doing something of minute जिसमें scalping कर रहे हैं, वो चीज हम नहीं करते. We try and avoid it. We take a safer trade, and I'll also share a list of companies which are good, जिसमें आपको trade करना चाहिए, जिसमें नहीं करना चाहिए. By the end of this class, or maybe by tomorrow, I'll share the list of companies जहाँ पे trading is very important. मतलब जो stocks आप लोगे उसमें कौन से स्टॉक्स हमें कैसे लेने हैं, कौन से बिजनेसेस को लेना है, कौन से बिजनेसेस को नहीं लेना, दैट आई विल शेयर. एंड अकॉर्डिंगली उसमें आई विल टेल यू कि कहाँ पे कौन सी स्ट्रैटेजी लगेगी. ओके, so that is something that is there. And next pattern that forms is the hammer pattern. So hammer आपको पता है क्या कैसा दिखता है. hammer is like ऊपर एक बड़ा सा कैंडल और नीचे पीछे वो है. So it is like that. So it is like, if it's a hammer, it'll be like this. This is the candle. Sorry. So if it's a hammer, it'll be like this. And this will be the wick. So it'll look like this. So if it's a bullish hammer, it'll be like this. If it's a bearish hammer, then in that case, it'll be, we call it a hanging man. उसको अगर ऐसा कुछ दिखेगा आपको जहाँ पे that'll be the ulta basically. Shooting star, hanging man, it looks aligned. So अगर आप hammer देखोगे तो आपको hammer कुछ ऐसा दिखेगा जिसके अंदर it can be a bullish hammer जहाँ पे there will be a longer body and there is a wick that is attached, and this basically signals a buy signal अगर ऐसा कुछ है. If it's like this, there's a green this thing candle, और उसके नीचे एक छोटा सा this thing is formed, wick is formed. It can be a bigger wick also. सब big wick का कोई वो नहीं होता, but you will be able to see कि hammer जैसा pattern होता है, तो that is why we call it as a hammer pattern. And risk taker can execute trade on the same day also by using such this thing, by using ऐसे confirmation आ जाती है, तो we can see. So for example, if it's this thing hammer pattern and there are different candles that are formed, so if it's like a नीचे जाता जा रहा है, market sellers are just selling and they are this thing, वो market को नीचे लेके जा रहे हैं, and if there's a hammer that is formed, and if it's a bullish hammer, just a second, so hammer is generally bullish only. So if it's like this and there's a wick, that means there is a buy signal. इसके end पे ही बनेगा, just a second. So if it's like this, that means there's a buy signal. So generally, if you look at the wicks of such candle is generally bigger. So it's basically indicate it's a buy signal. Okay. So generally from such point, we see there's a trend reversal that goes around. So we'll be able to see such patterns. Okay. So it will be like this, or it can be like, so there will be a trend reversal from such point. Likewise, there will be a hanging man, जो कि basically इसका उल्टा ही होता है. So if you look at the hanging man, it will be like this.
Ma'am, can you please show some examples?
Yes, you can see any of the examples. आप identify करो कहाँ पे दिख रहा है आपको ऐसा कोई pattern. Tell me.
The last one, hammer, ma'am.
Yes. तो देखो यहाँ पर नीचे जा रही थी मार्केट, यहाँ पे हैमर नहीं बना, रुको. बेसिकली इसमें मार्केट नीचे जा रही होती है, हैमर बनता है तो ये ऊपर आने लगती है. सो हेयर यू कैन सी यहाँ पर नीचे जा रही थी मार्केट, ऑलमोस्ट यहाँ पर सेकंड कैंडल में बना एंड इट स्टार्टेड मूविंग अपवर्ड्स.
I'm speaking English, ma'am.
Which one you're talking about?
Can you zoom in and show it to us?
Yeah, that's right.
So if you look at this, are you able to see it? This is basically.
Yeah, okay.
And so if you able to see, so this is sorry, not hanging man, hammer.
Yeah, this is hammer. Yeah, that's right.
So likewise, you can just recognize and you'll be able to see where the hammers are being formed. Likewise, hanging man इसका उल्टा हो जाता है, जिसमें आपको अगर आप observe करोगे, it'll be the reverse of this particular thing. So it'll be like this is the pattern that is being formed. मतलब इसका अब जैसे market ऊपर जा रही है, and if there is a hanging man, so hanging man, the name suggests कि ये एक बंदा उल्टा लटका हुआ है, sort of. You will be able to get it from that. So it is like if there is a market. Jesus Christ. Yes. So it'll be like this. Just a second. So if it's like this, and there is a market that's going upward, supposedly it can be like this, or it can be like, sorry. Yes, it can be like this, and there can be patterns such as, sorry. So likewise there can be, but ये उसका bearish वो होता है, जैसे हमने यहाँ पे देखा एक bullish pattern बनना start हो जाता है. So यहाँ पे क्या होगा, it'll be like this, एक hanging man लटका होगा, and after that market will fall down. Okay, so it'll be like this. उसके बाद यहाँ से आपको दिखना start होगा, that will be a trend reversal. Got it? So it'll be like this. ठीक है? So these are some of the patterns that are there. बाकी आज के लिए आप थोड़े से this thing on trading view, आप थोड़े tools mark कर लो कि कल से हम strategies ढंग से कर लें. So I'll just share you my screen from my laptop. तो उससे आप एक बार see to it what all you can mark in and what all you should avoid. So I'll just show you few.
Show some examples of the Marubuzu signal.
Yeah, Marubuzu, you can just look at it. So if you look at here, search for such patterns जहाँ पे wicks नहीं होंगी, that means it's a Marubuzu and it should be a longer candle. Okay. So it is close to Marubuzu, you can say it. So if you look at this particular pattern, it is close to Marubuzu. Okay. So that is something that is there. So these are some candlesticks.
So how will we take the decision based on this?
इसके बेसिस पे हम डिसीजन लेंगे, जो भी स्ट्रैटेजीज हम अप्लाई करेंगे उसके बेसिस पे. दिस इज वेरी सिंपल दैट यू शुड नो द बेसिक थिंग्स. दैट्स व्हाई आई हैव इंट्रोड्यूस यू. जो भी मेरी स्ट्रैटेजीज हैं उसमें हम ये पैटर्न्स नहीं देखते, बट यू शुड नो इट. दैट्स व्हाई आई हैव टोल्ड यू कि आपको पता होना चाहिए ये चीजें भी हैं.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. So if you look at, there's a wick. So आपको देखना है कि जिसमें wick नहीं है, that is a Marubuzu. That's the basic thing. ज्यादा you don't have to apply brain for this particular thing, because जो भी हम strategy apply करेंगे उसमें या wick है तो बहुत छोटी है. So basically यहाँ से trend reverse हो जाता है. अगर वो bearish trend है, bullish Marubuzu बन रही है, तो वहां से bullish trend पकड़ना start हो जाता है. But ये minute start में ज्यादा अच्छा काम करता है. But since we are not working on the minute start, I just introduce you कि आपको थोड़ा पता होना चाहिए, but इसका strategies में इतना use नहीं रहेगा. Whatever strategies I'll be teaching you.
Okay.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Like the hammer in hammer or the hanging man, we have the wick on the downside, right? What is that candle known as where we have the wick on the upper side and we don't have a wick on the lower side?
That's basically a spinning top. जो हमने पहले पढ़ा था, that was मतलब basically एक छोटा सा वो बनता है. That's spinning top में दोनों में रहता है. shooting star होता है जहाँ पे ऊपर बनता है. That's like this. That's a shooting star जहाँ पे इसका मतलब basically इसका जो wick होता है that is ऊपर बनता है. वो इतना ज्यादा मतलब ठीक है, you can use it, but हमारी strategies में हम use नहीं करेंगे. बाकी if you want to write it, you can write it. जो आपका दिस थिंग होगा उसमें शूटिंग स्टार में आपको कुछ ऐसा पैटर्न दिखेगा जहां पे इसका विक जो होगा इट विल लुक लाइक दिस, एंड देयर विल बी अ पैटर्न. फॉर एग्जांपल, सो इफ इट्स लाइक दिस, सो यहाँ पे आपको दिखेगा दैट दिस विल बी लाइक देयर इज अ विक ऑन द अपर एंड, और उसके बाद ट्रेंड रिवर्सल होना स्टार्ट हो जाएगा. So that's basically the shooting star. मतलब ऊपर से टूटा हुआ तारा आ रहा है, that's the shooting star. ठीक है? So this thing you can write.
Is it called as an inverted hammer also?
बोल सकते हो आप. रिवर्सल हमें दिखता है. ठीक है?
Right.
बाकी हम इतना ज्यादा
So-
नहीं यूज करेंगे. आप इसको वो कर सकते हो, क्योंकि जो भी मेरी स्ट्रैटेजीज है उसमें हम ये स्कैल्पिंग वाला सिस्टम नहीं करेंगे, तो यू कैन जस्ट स्किप ऑल्सो. बट आपको बेसिक चीजें पता होनी चाहिए, तो दैट्स व्हाई आई हैव इंट्रोड्यूस्ड यू. ठीक है?
Okay.
So I'm sharing my screen on TradingView. ये आप अपने laptops में खोलो. I'll make you mark some important things that will be used. Can you guys open TradingView? Just log in.
Yeah.
Everybody log in to TradingView. I'll help you mark some important. We'll just put in favorites that we will be using. everybody please log into TradingView. Do you guys have TradingView?
Yes.
Okay. So if you can just open all the, you can just open it and we'll just show you. Have you guys opened?
No, just 1 minute.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, we opened.
Can you also log into it? Register yourself
Ye-
and log in.
Yeah, I have logged in.
Okay. Others?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Everybody?
Login.
Okay, we'll wait for 2-3 minutes. Let everybody do it and then I'll share. Have you guys downloaded?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Apart from that.
Yes.
Okay. Shachi, have you also downloaded?
Yes, yes.
Okay. आपने साइन इन भी कर लिया सब लोगों ने?
Yes.
Okay. Others, have you
Sign
already
in.
signed in?
No,
You can just sign in also, otherwise you will get a pop-up.
no, sign in. I'll just let me just.
Okay.
Yes, I signed in.
Okay. Others have also signed in.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Are you able to see my screen on Mac?
No, we can't see.
No.
No,
Just
no.
actually, I've joined from my iPad, so I'm just logging in from my laptop so that it's easier for everyone to understand. So everybody has this thing on the this thing. You're using laptop or you're using other device?
Laptop. It's echoing.
Now, are you able to see the screen properly?
Yes.
Okay. Just
Yeah, now we can see.
so here you can just type in TradingView. So here you can see the full screen. Are you able to see the screen properly now?
Yes.
Yes. So here if you see there are different time frames that are there. So for the entire chart you see it here and there are different indicators that are there. And if you want to set any of the alerts, for example, if you want to set like ICICI should be at this particular level, I want to take an entry at that level, you can also you can also set alerts at this particular thing. So now there are different indicators that we'll be using from here and different strategies that I'll tell you. Okay, so now there are different time frames which are there on both the ends. Now you can just mark in the tools that we will be using. You can just create a shortcut that's there. So if you can just see on your side,
See, I'm sorry, I'm not getting this screen.
if you can just share your screen, I'll just stop sharing and you can just share the screen.
No, no, I'm using another laptop. That's why.
You can share the screen with, okay, so you're using a different laptop.
Different
Can
laptop,
you
yeah, that's it.
search any stock on the search bar?
Yeah, okay. Okay, I'll. Okay, now I got it. I got it.
Okay, now you
Thank
can
you.
star mark these things like trend line you can use. So you can just star mark the star mark that are there on my this thing. You can just do it. For example, if you want to do it, you can just star mark like this, so that you will
Okay.
be able to see a panel that is formed and which we can use it as a shortcut. Okay. So
Trend line.
are you able to see my screen on the lower end? There's a small this thing shortcut panel that is
Yeah,
being
yeah.
So for that we will be just star marking all the this thing what we say, the tools that we'll be using. So for star marking you just have to go on the right side and you have to just star mark. So whatever is there on my screen you can just star mark so that we'll be using these things from tomorrow. You can star mark trend line, horizontal ray, parallel channel. 4 things in this one.
Trend
Lines.
line.
Trend line, horizontal ray, and parallel channel.
I'm not able to see.
You just have to this thing, click on the small arrow that's there, and then you will be able to see that this particular opens up. Likewise, for other panels, you can just do
Horizontal line, horizontal ray, and parallel channel.
and trend line too. That is the first one.
Yeah.
Next, you can mark fib and fib channel. Have you marked
Fib,
fib and fib channel? Fib retrenchment and the fib channel.
yeah, fib retracement and the fib channel. Yeah.
Correct.
Yes.
And the next one, we don't have to mark anything apart from this. For long and short position, you can mark, and time, and the last one, which is date and price range. That's very important.
No, long position, where is it? Where do we get?
This in this projections, you will see long position, short position, price range, date and price range. These four you have to mark in this one.
Long position, short position, price range, and date and price range. Okay, done.
Next is brush, which is very important. You can mark. I generally don't use this thing. I use iPad, so that is something that is there. But since you're using laptop, you should have brush. Next is
Yeah, brush.
rectangle and path.
Rectangle and path.
Yes, highlighter also you can just keep it. If you want to use text on this thing only, then you can just write any of the things that you want.
Okay.
So here you can mark text and anchored text. And if you want to use any emoji, then you can use the emoji also. In case you gain a lot of, you can use emojis. Yeah, that's it for this marking. Is everyone on the same line? If you guys have any doubts, you can just look at here on the screen. In the lines, we want these four things: trend line, horizontal line, horizontal ray, parallel channel. In the next one, we want fib retracement, fib channel. Next, we don't want anything. In the, I think, fifth one, long position, short position, price range, date and price range. Then in brush, we'll need brush, highlighter, rectangle, and path. In text, you can mark like text and anchor text. If you want to use other tools, you can use anytime. Is everybody on the same line?
Yes.
Okay, so from tomorrow we'll be starting with our strategies. Okay, so I'll just think. Are you done with this particular thing? If anybody has any doubt, you can always ask.
No, ma'am. I just started.
Everybody has marked.
Yeah.
No, ma'am.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
So I'm just stopping the screen to be
So,
shared. Yeah.
now, how to remove this this watch list? Is coming on the right side. So how to clear it off?
Where exactly? Okay, so this is my screen. I'm just on your screen. What are you saying? I'm not able to get.
So,
If
the
you're
watch
looking at it in
list.
the laptop, so that won't go. It would
Oh,
be there
really?
only.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.